Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kay. I'm a professional home organizer and soprano here in the Boston area, and I'm here to inspire you to live a more organized life. So today we're going to talk about losing items and finding them and how you can stop losing them so that you can stop finding them. I don't know. So I've been thinking about doing this video actually for a few years, and I want to talk about misplacing items today, why you do it, how you can stop, and how to establish homes for the most commonly misplaced and lost items. I do have a list. So let's talk about losing stuff. It's super frustrating. We've all done it. We've been doing it ever since we were old enough to hold something, and I'm sure we've all done this. Yeah, that was a good show. Yeah. Have you seen my phone? I swear it was just around here.
I mean, you got
What are you talking? What?
No, you got.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Every time I go to a client's house for the first time and we're going through their things and we are, going through maybe their closet they haven't looked at in a number of years, they always pick out something and go, oh, I was looking for that. So first of all, why are we misplacing things in our home or at work or wherever we're setting them down and not realizing? There are a number of important factors that contribute to why you lose things, including being in a rush when you set things down, not establishing proper homes for items, so wherever you set them down isn't really where they belong. And I think the biggest contributor to why we lose things is basically a lack of mindfulness when we're going around our day and setting things down and picking them up and doing things like that. When you're going around your home, you're touching things, you're picking up things, and sometimes you're trying to multitask, like maybe you're talking to your mom on the phone, but then you're setting your keys down and you're trying to feed your toddler at the same time, and maybe the dog is barking. There's a lot going on, and we just can't process and encode everything at the same time. Sometimes life is just too insane to be mindful about where we put things, but the main thing you can do to stop losing things is to take a couple extra seconds and be mindful, especially when you put items down on surfaces. Taking the time to mentally say, I am putting my phone down on the kitchen counter can save you tons of time looking for items. And I know that sounds really stupid when you're like, okay, I'm gonna put my brush down on the kitchen table. Just take 2 seconds and say that in your head. You don't have to say it out loud. I mean, if you do, that's fine. That's all good. Probably a little better if you say it out loud. But if you just take a couple of extra seconds, and especially if you're placing something down in a strange place where it doesn't belong, taking the extra 2 seconds to say that to yourself, I'm putting my keys down on my desk, is really going to help you, because you're going to encode that information much stronger than when you just mindlessly set them down on the desk and walked away to do something else. Let's talk about how much time we spend looking for items, and it's scary. Are you ready? Make sure you're sitting down for this one. The average American, according to a couple of studies, spends 55 minutes per day just looking for items, looking for stuff. 55 minutes a day. That's like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 30 minutes there. That's insane. You want to try to reduce the amount of time you spend looking for items every day, because you want to spend that time doing other things like playing video games or, hugging people, or, even, in the bathroom or whatever, looking at your phone. According to I think 2014 study, these are the most commonly misplaced items, I think at least in America. Coming in hot at 20% is wallets and purses. Now I know I have not lost my wallet since I was a child. I lost my wallet actually in a theater back in when we were on vacation when I was like 13 or something like that. So thankfully I didn't have a driver's license in there, but I had, some cash, my military ID that, to get onto the base because my parents were military, maybe some gift cards. And I felt so lost and violated that I never ever lost my wallet again. Establishing a proper home for your wallet or purse is going to be very important. That is a very important item. So somewhere where you set it down every day, set it in the same place when you set it down, when you come in the house, set it down every day, is going to be really important. Don't just throw your purse onto a random chair or onto the couch. And also throwing your purse is really going to up the potential of maybe your wallet or other important things like your keys falling out. So I want you from now on to be mindful. Place your purse in the same place every time. It may be in, you know, a space in a hook on the entryway, which is where mine is. It could be even if it's on a chair, make sure that that's the same chair. Make sure to be consistent with yourself so that when you establish those good habits, that that's the home for the purse and the wallet. Make sure you put it there. I found great success for people who just carry a wallet just to establish a home on a valet somewhere, because it's sort of a tray, so it's sort of like a place, you know, it's not just on a surface, it's a little bit contained. And it contained, and you know, you can put other small things on it like a watch, a ring, you know, some cash if you want to, but as long as it's sort of contained within like some contained visual space, I find that people do better with that. All right, coming in next is shoes at 24%. Shoes. I think I've lost like a pair of shoes, like 2 of them, but I don't think I've ever lost 1 shoe. My main thing that I tell people with shoes is to avoid putting shoes in bins. I go over people's houses and I see shoes in bins and I want to scream, especially kids' shoes. If you've got a big bin full of shoes or a big basket full of shoes, you're going to eventually lose one of those pairs, or at least one of the pairs of shoes. Putting small things in a big container all together, like putting like marbles in a basket, you're definitely going to lose track of a few of those. So I always recommend to not throw shoes in a bin. That's setting up yourself it's a recipe for disaster. A better solution is a shoe rack, or a shoe shelf, or just mainly a space dedicated for a few pairs of shoes. And this goes to my next piece of advice that I give people who have trouble with maintaining the shoes is, if it's a common area and the shoes are being dropped there, try to avoid a great number of shoes that are being dropped there. So I know that in my life and most people's lives, the number of shoes that are in the regular rotation is really at any given point about 2 or 3. You know, maybe you wear your like sneakers, you got your dress shoes, you got your weather boots, you know, you have your favorites. And yeah, maybe you cycle out the favorites, but I think if you keep in your everyday rotation a very manageable amount of shoes, maybe 3 pairs, 4 pairs in a common area, not your main shoe storage area, but just the common area where they tend to get dropped with the drop zone in your house, it can help maintain some of the order in that area. Because if there are tons of pairs, like if you have kids who drop 5 pairs of shoes there each, then you're dealing with dozens of pairs of shoes in the same area, and it's really going to be hard to maintain order in that space. So the fewer shoes you have to deal with, the better. Everybody gets their allotted amount of shoes they're allowed to keep there, and if it gets too much, back to the closet. My main advice though is to not do the shoes in the bin thing. That's awful. Also, the soles of your shoes are touching the top of other shoes and you get all it's just not good. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Coming in hot at 27% is glasses. I'm guessing this includes glasses for vision correction and sunglasses. Sunglasses get lost all the time. I can tell you, I've been over people's houses. I found so many pairs of sunglasses. I personally have put my glasses down in a strange place and not been able to find them for 20 minutes. And that brings me again to the solution is to really establish a place for your glasses. If you live in a large house, I don't live in a large house, I live in a small apartment where it could just be 1 or 2 places. You can establish a few places. I wouldn't go more than 3 places, because then it tends to get, then you're going all around looking for where you set your glasses down. I would establish a few places where it's safe for you to put glasses down and try to be very consistent. I have established a place in my closet where I only put my sunglasses and my vision correction glasses, and if I don't put them down there, I am setting myself up for failure. Again, if you do have to put your glasses down in a strange place, take 2 seconds and say, I am putting my glasses in the closet on the shelf right there. Because when you go and look for your glasses in the home where they're supposed to be and they're not, you have encoded in your brain where you actually set them down if it's a strange place. And if you're actually like me, you have more than 1 pair of corrective lenses for fashion. So I have this really cool glasses container that I got from the Container Store. I will link it down below if it's still available. It's really cute, and I love it. It's very cute. All right, next is cars and keys. You're probably saying, how do you lose your car? How you do that? When you go to IKEA and you're so excited about going shopping, you're gonna get some furniture, you're gonna like be angry when you try to assemble it because the instructions don't come with real instructions. They're just pictures. When you're so excited about doing the thing when you leave your car, you can forget where you leave your car. You don't take a minute to establish that you are in spot J4 or whatever. You know, especially when it comes to multi-level garages, then it can become a huge problem. Take 2 seconds, and this is where the mindfulness comes back in. Take 2 seconds to take out your phone, snap a picture of wherever your car is located, you know, G4, S5, and have that in your phone. Now this banks on the scenario that you don't actually lose your phone while you're shopping, but this has helped me so many times to like not lose my car. And even if you don't want to take a picture, again, doing the simple, take 2 simple seconds and go, my car is on level S2. And then you can walk away, and then you've encoded that in your brain, and after you've got all your furniture, you remember S2, and then you can drive away. As far as keys are concerned, it's really easy to lose your keychain because it's so small usually. Well, usually. It's very important that you treat your car keys, your house keys, all your keys with the same care that you treat your wallet. So again, if you want to keep your wallet and your keys in the same place together, that's a great idea. I usually recommend that, but I have an established home just for keys, and I make it so easy when I walk into my house to open the door and put the keys up with one hand. I don't even have to look. So make it easy for yourself to put the keys away right as you walk in the door, and you'll never ever lose them. I know that if you make it more difficult for yourself, like if you establish your home for your keys, like in the kitchen somewhere way after you've walked in, that's too late for most people. So right as you walk in the door, key hook, done. Never lose your keys again. Well, I'm not guaranteeing it. Don't quote me, but you might not lose your keys again. Oh, and phone and keys was 33%. Now, the one that was most lost, it may have changed because this survey is like 6 years old, but at 45%, it was TV remotes. I say this may have changed because not a lot of us need like a ton of remotes anymore. In our house, we only have 2 remotes that gets used regularly, and one of them actually works for everything, and you don't need to use the other remotes, but we just do, just because it's hard to break habits sometimes. But my advice for remotes is to get an established little container for them, because that's again a physical thing where you can put your remote so that when it's not in there, you know that it's gone and you need to look for it. Just having the remote like down on a table or like around is really just asking for trouble. So establishing a little house for your remote. Right now we have a little berry basket, but I used to have a different remote holder, which is great, and I think I've used it for something else now, is really going to help you. There is, like, I've seen a couple hacks where people have velcroed their remote to the TV. I mean, if you want to do that, that's really cool. I find that I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and go walk to the TV and get the remote and then do the thing. So just do what works best for you. And the last thing people lose all the time is socks, and not a whole pair, just one sock. I am happy to report, as a human talking to another human, I assume, hopefully on the other side of the screen, that this still happens to me all the time, and it involves doing the laundry. It is okay, and I don't think there's anything to be done about it to prevent it to lose socks while you're doing your laundry. What I've simply done is establish a home for a single sock if I find a single sock. And occasionally I've lost socks for like months, and that single sock has been there for a few months, and I found it like a few months later, beside the washing machine or like underneath the shelf. But if you get to the point where you're lost your single sock box or whatever is like overflowing with socks, and it's been there for a few months, sometimes it's just time to let those socks go or let them do a different job, use them for dusting or whatever. But establishing a little home where you put the one sock to hopefully reunite with its sock partner is usually what I recommend. It is totally human, and it's like part of the human condition to lose socks in the wash during the washing and dryer cycle. I don't know what it is. I don't know where they go. They might go to like another dimension or another time, but then they come back to you wiser and, happier maybe. I don't know. All right, so you guys, so those are my thoughts on misplaced items. Let me know in the comments down below, what is the last item you lost and how long did you spend looking for it? Did you go nuts? Did you swear? Would you yell at somebody? Let me know what happened down in the comment below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, you like content like this, go ahead and press that subscribe button. I publish videos on home organizing, decorating, and all that stuff. And we just have a general good time on the channel. So I hope you're having a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Look at this guy. Look at, oh. Clover, what are you, wow, he's out. He is out. Sleep in peace, little buddy.